Greetings to one and all, it's your old buddy Jay here, coming back at you with another episode of Countermeasures J Play. It's the fourth chapter of Fort Solis. I guess we're near the end. It's not a very long one, it's only like 4 hours this one, but it does feel like it's dragging a little. Let's see where we got to. Map check. So we're going to go along here. We're going to the greenhouse.
Jessica.
Where is he?
Just stop this, please. You don't know what you're doing.
I could say the same to you.
It's going to turn out that Troy's
I'm
right.
saving lives. That's what I do.
Adam? Asim? How exactly did you save them?
I've let this go on long enough.
You said that a few times now. Okay, another one. Got here, cucumbers. Okay, rotate the cucumber. But there's something in the soil, right?
I can't believe these are real.
Okay. So cartographer, I guess that means we have been everywhere, right? Oh, hang on, got a message. 11 new. Okay, they're all the ones that Oh yeah, I just downloaded them. Fine. Rotate the potato? You say potato, I say space potato. Okay. Oh, a bit jerky there. That'll be the not the performance setting. I have it on the other one. That's okay. It's been pretty good. Right. Oop. It's a bit jerky. It couldn't handle that double movement. But okay. Hello, bees.
Amazing. Even all the way up here. Come on, Jess. Stop staring at bees. Time to go.
Time to go and find your friend who's probably dead. Anyway, look, bees!
Progress is a funny thing, really. You are so preoccupied with whether you could. You never stop to
Questioned
think
whether you should.
if you should.
Writing. Okay. Oh, the frame rate drop. The evil bees. I get a feeling someone's going in there. Let's have a look. So where am I now? Plant nursery, apiary. Okay. Level 5. Got the clearance, yo. That same stairwell. They've reused these assets a few times. But it sort of makes sense. Being as these are modular sectors. I'll give it a pass.
It's going to be okay. Focus and calm. Just like they taught me. Focused mind.
Let's not go in there just yet. Let's have a little look up here. Okay, given the choice, let's see. Surface. Level A, and then the greenhouse. Do you think I'm meant to go in the greenhouse, or am I meant to be going up here? I don't want to trigger a part that I then can't get back to. I think naturally you'd go to this one first. Okay, let's just have a look around.
That's all I need. Agro bees.
Compound 19. Okay. Told you it was the bees. Behave. This is the lab. Let's see what we got here.
What have they created? That does not sound legal.
Compound can sustain growth while maintaining a healthy level of nutrients. The food created here is being tested to reveal more advanced traces of the compounds of the soil is not acting as the desired catalyst. The formula needs to be revisited. So they started using Mars soil and something dodgy happened, right? Results highly confidential, not for distribution. Signatures must be provided at the end of this report. B activity. Bee behavior. Since coming into contact with the compound, we've continued to monitor the behavior of the bees. There seemed to be little change other than a slight uptick in activity. Further monitoring is required. The bees did it. Okay. Can I go in here? Nope. A small team. I understand they're not necessarily going to be programming moving plastic sheets, but I mean they've done a cracking job with everything else, so you know it does all look very good. I must admit that is one element that I do like of this game. Is it compound B? So there's some soil samples, right? Yeah. Okay. Bioengineering, plant modification. Okay. That makes sense. What does this say?
This is why they're digging so deep. Prospect, too.
Some sections of plants seem to overgrow and expire almost overnight. Here the compound is clearly unbalanced and needs recalibrating. to meet the needs of the soil catalyst from planium. Okay, so they all died. Really picked this one up. I think I picked everything up now. Yeah, we did all that. I like to pick things up twice. You never know. Ah, map. Keep centering me, but not where I am. Okay. What do you think? Do I need to go up? Or am I going through here? Okay, yeah, I'm in the right spot. My gosh, it's a plethora of options. Right, let's do this one. Oh, I can't get in that safe yet. Okay. Gonna need that for the upstairs door, probably. Hang on a minute. 632603. Is that it? Six, 3, 2, 6. Right. Don't tell me it's on the back of this this picture.
Maybe it's better if she doesn't know.
2078. Okay. Let's have a look. Thank you for the update. It's terrific news. Get the sample. The site manager have been informed. Suspension. Oh.
Compiling a new compound this week has meant for a more concentrated measure. As the teams continue to provide us with samples from the site, we look to regulate the growth rate through controlled nutrients. Whilst time runs out for those back home, we are so close to sustaining life here. The work we're doing is bigger than all of us.
Okay.
We are beginning to see aggressive acceleration with Compound 26. It seems to be able to sustain environmental hazards as a result. This development has been fundamental in...
Ma'am, Dr. Taylor is here again, requesting to come downstairs.
For the last time, he doesn't have clearance. He shouldn't be here.
Yes, ma'am. However, he says it's a question of ethics.
Where is he?
Boreal region, ma'am.
Okay. That's when we found her, right? She was the one that died in the atrium. Oh, I don't know if there's a passcode. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see what have we got here. Surely not 2080. (6326) equals 03. Damn it. Are you sure that's not right? Brazil 2078. Let's try that again. Two 078. Okay, 8702. Right. I'm going to have to crack into this. Okay, so my hot tip was to listen to the audio logs at the start.
Progress is a funny thing, really. You are so preoccupied with whether you could. You never stop to think if you should. Compound 26 can save lives. The soil, it accelerates, it creates compulsion. The work we have done here will only further the effort on Mars. Others will come here. I'm recording this as I hear more than just dust against the glass at night. The storms have arrived. No one trusts anyone anymore. I have left a core sample of Compound 26 in my steel drawer within my office. The code is 0721.
Okay.
It can be our salvation. Not that we deserve it.
Ah, okay. I thought I could still listen to it. I just worked out that. Did you say 0721? Hey. Okay, another trophy pops. Let's see it.
I can't believe it. We did it, Mom. We are beginning to see aggressive acceleration with Compound 26. It seems to be able to... Compiling a new compound this week has meant for a more concentrated measure. As the teams continue to provide us with samples from the site, we look to regulate the growth rate through controlled nutrients. Whilst time runs out for those back home, we are so close to sustaining life. Compiling a new compound this week has meant for a more concentrated...
Okay. Well, those are the videos I got from here.
Compiling...
Yeah, okay, so the final one is where they master it, right? So that is just to go back again. Because... yeah.
I can't believe it.
So they merged them.
We did it, Mom.
Okay. Right, so I guess anything can happen from here. So let's just see. Right, so she was talking about Jack being on the security team. So Jack Stevenson, that's not my guy, is it? He's called something different.
I know you said this isn't the format for it, but you never answer your phone. I'm in the canteen. I already know the answer to this, but do you want me to bring a beer up to the wreck? I'm grabbing a snack.
Yeah, I know how to record
No, he's
logs.
leery. He's
yeah,
leery.
Please, grab me one. Jack out.
I've just realised I can listen to the audio while I'm walking. Again, wasn't really explained. I know some of these things are cool to discover yourself, but actually that would have been quite handy to know. Yeah, that I don't like a lot of hand holding, but some is essential. Right, okay, here we go. That's why I couldn't get up there before. I wouldn't have been able to anyway. Problem I've got is I agree with Troy Baker. He's kind of right.
Where could he be? The Frontier Project. That was shut down years ago.
Look at all of this. They're in the greenhouse now. Okay, let's do a little bit of wandering around. We've got here.
The success? So, she did it? Is he after this? For himself?
No. They're all getting sick from eating the funny fruit. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. The lower quantities of planium soil receiving this sample is of so much smaller scale and therefore hard to determine its effects. Right. So they were just digging for more and more soil. A torch. Okay. This is a cool structure. Yeah, I was going to say the quality of the build of everything is very good. You know, you are forced to walk through it all, but that's kind of part of it, isn't it? To appreciate the way it looks. Oh, music stopped there. Hold on. Yeah, there's a dead spot there. Look. Close up with the old nose ring. Okay.
Out of the depths and into the jungle, it seems. Where even am I? He can't be anywhere else.
You're in the greenhouse. Let's see. Now we're going to have a little look around this bit. Door's locked. Torch, anyone? Okay, so I can see it, I just can't get to it. Wonder what's happened to my chum. Is he alive? I'm wondering if, because I lost the fight, he didn't survive.
Door locked.
That's right, what's this?
What happened here?
Let's just pick that up. You are naive not to have a weapon. Okay. I'm in the greenhouse hub. Yeah. Alright. So we went both of those ways, there's no entrance. Can go this way. So I'm going to go through there in a sec. Last poster.
This is bad news. Anytime I've seen that logo, trouble follows.
Terror. So it was on your suit, but not on your suit. Right. Okay, so I can go in there, but let's have a look down here. They'll lock me off from that bit as well. Fine. It's not exactly accurate where you're walking on that map either. It's just the kind of general area that you've opened up. Okay, let's do it.
All this? This is the reason they're here? No wonder such an old base is still operational.
Yeah, like the reflections on the glass and everything. Looks cool. Which way are we going? Now, I know there are multiple endings to this, so I'm guessing probably I let Jack die earlier. I was going to guess.
All this. Such a beautiful sight. Even up here.
You've got the shakes, yo. She's been going for moonwalks, hasn't she? Starlinks, or whatever they were called. Yep. Okay.
It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay.
Well, the further you walk into it, the more likely we are to find Troy Baker, so you'd feel like she might be tooling up a bit. Gonna make me press it. Okay. Okay, cutscene. Behind you. Okay, let's get this combat right. Ah, missed it. Come on, come on. Yeah, I got you. Okay, you did have a knife. Got one of them right. Where'd he go?
Fuck this. Fuck staying calm.
Please don't tell me I'm going to find a run button in a minute. Where's my boy? Oh, cutscene. Is he dead?
Jack! 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 Wake up,
He's
Jack!
still alive. His eyes not
Are you
open.
okay?
Do you have any idea what I've done?
Don't take your helmet off.
What this has taken from me?
Look, I read Helen's work. You can report this.
Helen's work. You read Helen's work. What about my work? And I did report this to everybody. And you know what they did?
What?
They suspended me. Me, of all people. They came for me.
Because you bonkers,
At my
mate.
facility, and they took everything.
We can walk out of here. Tell everyone what we know.
These were my colleagues. They were my friends. Then my family. You know what it feels like to realize you're never going home again.
We can. We all could.
Go on, Troy. Lay it on
That's
thick.
sweet. But your hand's shaking? Yeah. That's the first sign. And after that, it's not good.
Come on then.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's gotta be this way, because you really look like good people. And trust me, I take no joy in any of this.
Dodge these. Come on, come on. Yeah, I got that one. Punched him in his knife wound. Yep, got you. Go on. No.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Jack. We got this. Let's go, let's go. I would just, you know, I'm not a violent person, but I would cave his head in with that axe. Come on, we're nearly there. I don't think that fight's over yet.
Wait here.
Yeah, helmets.
I told you chivalry wasn't dead.
Don't you
Come on. Can you see where we are? No. Bit of button mashing. We're doing it. Come on. Yeah, I can't drive it. The big one, the big one.
I know this is hard. Being a martyr always is. But your partner, she understood that. You got a chance to do the right thing here, Jack. How will they remember us? As the ones who saved them from certain death? Or the ones who allowed it to happen? They'll name schools after us. Erect statues in our honor. We will become immortalized.
Come on,
Your
Jack.
friend
feel like we got to get these right.
Huh? Shit, man. I can't even remember her name.
Okay, let's do the fight properly this time. Oh, damn it, I missed. Shouldn't have missed that. No, I didn't miss that one. An arrow in the knee. What do you think? Cutscene afterwards? Chinese localization. Okay. Yeah, not a big team at all, really. What was that called again? Oh.
Chris. I sent you a
Sent it
package.
to Earth. I knew it. It
Do
was in the
not
files.
open it. Okay? Do not open it. Just take it to Tom. Don't tell anyone. But he'll know what to do.
Uh-oh, look.
There's something I gotta do up here, but, tuck the girls in for me, and, give him a kiss.
Oh,
I love you, Chrissy.
Screen blurring on that. That blood's not good. Okay, so that was Fort Solis in a nutshell. What do you think? I have played a few different walking simulators over the years, and you know, they are interesting. Some of them have some compelling stories. What I want to do is turn down this sound. What happens if I hit continue? Can I just pause it? I don't want the music going on while I'm talking. Let's see. Okay, so it just starts me back here. That's fine. So yeah, so basically, I have played quite a lot of walking simulators in the past, and I have enjoyed a fair amount of them, but they all suffer from the same thing, which is trying to keep your attention. Ultimately, they're never very long because no one wants to play a game like that for like 8 to 10 hours. So what they have to do is fill in a certain amount of time with things that are optional for you to read and interact with. So you could whiz through this game probably in about an hour without picking anything up. You know, you could just do the kind of very basic puzzles without reading any of the back part of it. But obviously part of these games is collecting that stuff so that you can then get a trophy or get more of a rounded experience of the lore and everything. So with that in mind, with this game, I do think it was quite well written. And actually, I've just come off playing Resident Evil 4 remake, and the dialogue and everything in there is, you know, suitably cheesy. Whereas this, I actually thought was well, you know, what the characters were saying was very well written, and actually they acted it very well as well. And as annoying as Troy Baker is in everything, you know, he gets into everything. He is a good actor, and he's good at emoting these kind of stories. So yeah, so I did think that aspect was quite good. So the writing was good. I thought visually it was very good. I felt like there were times through the playthrough that there were some issues with screen tearing, but then that was also, you know, it's fine. I mean, you kind of bump the res up and make everything look glamorous, but I guess that drops it down to like 30 frames a second. Whereas if you'd have gone for performance, 60 frames a second, but it's a walking simulator, so performance probably isn't really the biggest issue. It's probably, you know, it should really be focusing on the impact of the visuals, because when you're doing a game like this where there isn't much else going on other than you're kind of slowly investigating something, everything should look top notch, and I did think they did a good job with this. I thought, in terms of the world building and the structure, the environments, it felt bigger than you just being in a room. There were areas you couldn't get to, but you could see them, and you could imagine that if you were up on if you were on Mars and these structures had been built years ago, there would be, and the story's not taking you particularly that way, you would be able to see things that are happening in the distance. So, that aren't, that are fans and bushes and trees and rocks you can't get to and mining pits and things like that. So I thought that was good. The environments, I think I'm a little bit sick of walking through space stations that are just kind of enclosed environments. Callisto Protocol, I played not that long ago, and Dead Space Remake I played not that long ago. I do usually like those games, and I did like both of those, but I think this being sort of the third one in a relatively short space of time for me, I just felt a little bit like I wanted it to change up a little bit. And for the first there's only 4 chapters in this, but for the first 2 chapters, it didn't really do that. And then the sort of third and fourth, it opens up, and or the end of the second one, you're kind of outside a bit more, and going forward from there, it got a lot more interesting visually for me. The gameplay is standard, I would say, in terms of walking around and picking stuff up. I mean, so many computer terminals you go to. After a while, just getting the fiddly little things and putting them in your wrist, sort of, your kind of iPad on your wrist. That, it was sort of repetitive, and they didn't really change it up a bit. These things were just kind of left laying around everywhere. You didn't really have to search them out, because as soon as you walked into a room, everything you could pick up was highlighted with a circle. Now, I'm sure you could probably turn that off, which would make it for a bit more of an interesting game, and you probably would get a little bit more of people's time spent looking for stuff then. But knowing you can walk in a room and 3 things are highlighted, there is no point in messing with anything else, because you're just wasting your time. So a bit of that. I felt like the pace of the walking was a massive problem. Like, it was very slow from start to finish. You don't really go into it, even when they're in a bit of a rush, unless it's a cutscene, there's no sense of urgency. She sort of, like Jess, for example, was looking for Jack, and there was no sense of kind of like she was wanting to move forward and kind of get there. She was quite happy just to kind of read bits of paper, and that's a problem that all these games suffer from, because they want to have that mechanic in it of being able to pick stuff up and find more stuff out, but there is a ticking clock behind it that kind of is pushing you forward, so you can't do one without affecting the other, and it's always an issue. And I don't think this game balanced that very well, actually. I think maybe the bulk of collectibles should have been like at the start when you're discovering stuff, and then as the game progressed, just have less and less, because the urgency of the characters trying to find each other, or Jess finding Jack, kind of overruled the fact that you needed to find out more about this plot. And Troy Baker pops up on the radio every now and again and gives you a bit more detail about what's going on, a bit more exposition. So you could have played with that a little bit more. Overall, I think I enjoyed it, actually. I mean, it's only 4 hours. People will complain about that. I'm not going to complain about that, because I feel like I wouldn't want to play this for 10 or 15 hours. And if you did go to the length of 15 hours, then you probably would have to introduce some more mechanics and expand on the writing a little bit. I thought the plot, like I was saying about finding stuff out relatively early on, I just kind of guessed relatively early on what had happened, and I guess that's maybe what they were going for, not to overcomplicate things. I sort of thought, well, there's been some kind of experimentation with the soil or with something on Mars that's affected things, and it's caused this kind of weird outbreak. They never really describe what the problem is, other than were people dying, because it didn't look like it. There weren't any bodies other than the ones that Troy Baker killed. So there was no kind of like, what happens if this thing escapes? You're left to your own devices almost to think about what that is. There wasn't like a morgue that was full of bodies of people that had been exposed to this for long, this soil, or this combination of fruit and soil that had been grown, fruit that had been grown out of the soil. So there was no sense of like what the consequence is if this gets out, because I think if that was played up a little bit more. And I'm not talking about zombies and loads of bodies laying around. It could have just been a data file saying, like someone's contracted something weird, and maybe they're in hospital, in the medical quarter, and they die, not necessarily horrifically, but it just kills them off. Maybe the soil sort of grows everything really well for a while, and then it kills them off. It was kind of alluded to, but they didn't really explain that very well. And in not having that consequence, I didn't really care, and I couldn't really understand why Jess and Jack would be so trying to. And there's a problem there, because actually Troy Baker was right in what he was doing, because it is a problem, so they should try and stop it. He stopped it in a way that he shouldn't have done, but maybe there's a further plot down the line that should have been involved with the end of this, where you do actually stop it from happening. Like maybe there's only one sample of this stuff left, or there's a way to blow it all up. Because I did think halfway through this, I thought, I bet we're going to blow this station up, because it has the opportunity. You've got the opportunity to do it here with it being an old building and things not working. Maybe overload the furnace and blow it, or I don't know, something like that. Or certainly expose it to the Mars winds and it destroys everything, because there's already a storm happening. So there are all those kind of story beats that I feel like maybe they should have come in at the end. I mean, maybe it's a more traditional Hollywood finish, but actually I felt like it needed something like that to give you a reason. I mean, really, all you did as a character was you turned up, you found out what had been going on, you get into a fight, and then you just escape. So your interaction with what's actually happening in terms of this bigger story is virtually zero. You don't take a sample of it. You fight the guy who's actually trying to stop this from becoming like a big epidemic, and at the end those two soldiers turn up and they obviously stop everything and kill the bad guy. But yeah, so I don't know. I think the ending is a little bit ropey, but the build up to that was pretty good. If I'm going to wrap this up, I would give this I think I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's probably worth playing because it's not particularly that long. And I did have quite a good time with it, even though there were some bits that were annoying, like the server area. I actually cut a load of that out of my gameplay because I spent about 40 minutes messing around with the server and there was something broke that wasn't working with the sequencing, so I had to sort that out, but I did fix that. Other than that, the puzzles weren't particularly that engaging, but they were fine. It didn't slow the pace down any more than you're already slow walking. So, I think I flagged up the things that have bothered me, but generally I would tip towards it being quite a good game, in comparison to a lot of these walking simulators. And I like the fact that it was done by a small team. They're called Greenleaf or something like that. I think that's good. I like the small cast. I'm not bothered about getting any A-listers in. They probably spent too much money on Troy Baker and such. And I actually think the best actor in it was the girl that played Jess, who I can't remember the name of the actress, but she was very good. And that's all I've got to say. So yeah, 7 out of 10. And yeah, worth a play. I think maybe don't buy it for 25 quid or whatever I paid for it. I think it was 25. Wait for it to come in the sale. It'll be like 12 quid in 2 weeks. So you should give it a go if you can wait that long. So thanks for watching. Until next time, be good, stay safe, and be kind to one another. Peace out. We gone. Oh.